Hey friends, well, the time is finally here. We got our hands on No Man's Sky, and this guy over here, this lucky bastard, has been playing it for quite some time.
I have. I've just begun my review process, and now I think we are ready for the very first impressions of the game based on a couple of hours play. Of course, this is not the final review. The final review will require more playtime. Of course, the universe in No Man's Sky is trillions upon trillions of planets big, so I will require more time to gain my final verdict. But
yeah, I was just gonna say that they say that you can't really finally review a game unless you finish it. So we'll see you in a lifetime.
Yeah, a couple of. I guess I can, produce it in a couple of years. But until then, you have this video with our very first impressions of the game right here.
Let's check it out. So here we are in a little outpost, several hours into Magnus's, playthrough.
Yeah.
So
several hours.
Tell us, where are we right now?
Well, I fixed the warp drive on my starship, which means that I can travel intergalactically between solar systems. So I traveled to a new solar system, which I decided to name the planets of after Greek gods. So here, because that's who I am. Here I'm getting some new technology for my beam here, and we're on the planet Hades, a small orbiting planet around the planet Hera, and it's very dark and it's pretty cold. We can see here it's minus 62 degrees right here. As you can see here, I've also upgraded my tool, and I have several upgrades on my ship. Now, I haven't been able to get a larger ship. You need several million units for that. But this is where I am now. I have done some of the main quests. I've flown around a bit, but most of the time I've done what the game tells you to do, which is basically nothing.
Okay.
Apart from actually explore. There is structure here and sort of a framework for you to follow, but you can always sense that the game just wants you to experience, not to do something in particular. There is a loop, as there is with all games.
That is kind of what a little thing that I wanted to get into, because up to when the game was announced, it was promising a lot of things, endless randomization while still being a persistent universe. But people were like, okay, so what do you do in the game?
Yeah.
How is it a game?
Well, it's a very difficult question to answer, because partly Hello Games have attempted to remedy that criticism by filling the game with stuff to do. There is languages to learn, there's upgrades to purchase, there is the quest to find sort of the center of the galaxy. There is sort of a narrative or a lore-based narrative going on with an entity which you suspect has created the universe called Atlas. There's all these things, and you can sort of feel that they have been added after the fact. I can see that I don't have enough fuel for my
you mean after the announcement?
Yeah, after the announcement, because it feels like that this was just in a very basic sense a sort of a discovery game or discovery-based game, and not really what you would expect from normal quest-based structure and that sort of thing. But it's fine that it's there. But I think the biggest strength and the biggest weakness for No Man's Sky is the expectations people have going in. Because no, this does not have as much to do, quote unquote, as other sandbox games of that nature. But I would argue that it has a sense of wonder, it has a sense of place, and a sense of personality that a lot of the games that has more quests don't have. So in that sense, I would still argue that is the police. I would still argue that there is enough for you to do if you choose to meet the game on its own terms.
Yeah. And so here we are, we made it into space.
Yeah, I have exited Hades, and one of the last planets that I have not discovered yet in this solar system is Penansari Nova. Now, this is a planet that has been automatically named by the AI.
As you see now, undiscovered. As soon as you pick it up, you can name it whatever you want.
One of the things also that will be in the guide that I'm currently writing for No Man's Sky, it's very important to own up your names, name everything, because not only does that give yourself, like, see, now I'm being dropped out of warp because I've run out of fuel. Now, it's pretty easy actually, because we could just kill some of these asteroids and make more fuel. Yeah. Now, what I was about to say was that it's very important to keep naming things, probably because it gives you a sense of place in the world, but also it gives you a lot of money. And money, I would still argue that even though Sean Murray probably says that the goal of the game is to reach the center of the galaxy, I would argue that the actual goal of the game is how you make money efficiently enough to get you the upgrades that you want, the upgrades that you need, all of this stuff. I would say that is the most important goal of the game.
Yeah. One thing from watching, from the short while that we played it and watching you play it, there's a lot of research gathering, crafting.
Yeah.
I mean, the crafting, it doesn't seem to be too complex.
Well, it's not complex, no.
It's just like you need these ingredients and then you press a button and you make it.
Yeah.
But there's also these big survival elements, like this planet seems like it might be a lava planet actually, or something like that.
Yeah.
So, how much is it a survival game?
It's not a survival game.
How much is it like? Is it like a minuscule blend of all of these in order to gamify this exploration?
I think you hit the nail on the head right there. It seems that there are, like, we're coming out. You can see the weather's fine, regular, non-existent, non-present. So this is a dead but calm planet. But I think you hit the nail on the head in the terms that there is survival elements, there is combat elements, there is crafting elements, but none of these define the experience. What really defines the experience is you moving around a space in the galaxy, feeling like a sense of awe that you are a part of this big monstrous universe. But none of the other stuff ever means anything. It gives you something to do. You see, I can take out my gun and I can mine this plutonium, and I can know that I'm going to use this plutonium for something down the line.
And you see the robots running around the minders or whatever they're called.
Sentinels.
Sentinels, and you can decide, okay, I'm going on all-out planetary war.
Yeah, you could. You could easily do that.
And then it kind of turns into a shooter, kind of based on your taste.
Yeah. Yes. You see, there's this huge iridium thing here. If I wanted to, I could go back into my ship and I could locate stones that would teach me an alien language. All these things that.
Yeah, that actually is another thing that I was very interested about.
Oh, you want to do that? Yeah.
Yeah, learning the alien language and what purpose
that's really cool.
What purpose that serves.
The actual purpose of learning the languages is that throughout the game you will encounter numerous alien species, and all of these you can talk to these or try to communicate, but you won't understand them. It'll come off as gibberish in the chat. So you don't really. As you learn the language, then you get a better standing with the factions, and they'll give you better discounts, and all going back to what I said, they will help you make money. So
I think we should, move towards wrapping this up.
Yeah, let's do that.
What are your impressions? Like, how are you judging it? Like, it feels weird to ask it about a game this big, this short into it, but like. How do you feel about it?
The thing is, while I can't say for sure yet whether the variety will hold up, that is the end-all and be-all of the quality of the game.
Yeah, an infinite game,
yes.
It better be infinitely varied.
I have seen about 25 planets, but I think the average playthrough will probably see around 300 planets. So if the variety holds up to 300 planets worth of exploring, then it's good. If not, then we have a problem. But the loop is very tight. And I can say for certain already now that I know how the game will work, even like in 30 hours from now, 40 hours from now, because I've seen and done what the game offers me to do. And so far, I think it's a giant relief for me that no one is holding my hand. That I can do this at my own free will. I can go wherever I want. There's a very short introduction, and it just lets me loose. It is the sense of exploration that gets the main role here, the main part, and I love that. I do think, as you and I touched upon briefly in the Gamereactor Plays video, there are serious technical issues on PS4 at least.
Yeah, in terms of pop-in
in terms of pop-in, in terms of the animals moving in a proper way, in terms of as you said, like the graphics having like a very very floaty quality sometimes, and also the actual movement of your character and the way you move your reticule when you aim, like it, as you said.
Yeah, I can just tell by watching you aim the gun that this isn't.
No, it's not tight.
It's not built up as a shooter from the ground up.
No, it really isn't. So, we'll see how much these sort of moments of irritation will grow over the coming like hours of play. But right now, I still think it's a monumentous experience, and it feels like nothing out there.
Yeah, and it should be said, those people flying there, those are NPCs.
There's a lot of NPCs in the game. Sean Murray, the creator, says that the chance of meeting another player is virtually zero.
Yeah.
So because it's so big. So.
But yeah, a very unique concept. We're talking random generated environments on a scale never before seen, while still being a persistent universe for all players.
Yeah, so it's a maverick really of a game. Yeah. So I love the feeling that it gives me. We'll just see whether or not the technical shortcomings will drag it down in the long run. But right now, as a first impression, very impressive, I would say.
Can you maybe drop out and let's see how the hyperdrive works right here at the...
Oh, you want me to fly out?
Yeah,
Okay.
Check out a new galaxy.
All right, let's do that. I'm not sure how I'm going to get back to my Greek god galaxy, but that is part of the fun.
Part of life.
So I'm getting in. I'm using the boost that is like only to get out of the actual galaxy.
Yeah.
So
and then we have the pulse.
And then I have the pulse drive to get in, like into outer space between like gravitational fields of the planets. And then once we're out here, I'm going to warp out. And we're going to stop, and I'm going to press down. And this is the most impressive thing I have ever seen. This is Titan. That is a system of planets. Each little speck of light represents not a planet, but a series of planets, like a solar system. So if I deselect it, we can do this. And all of these are solar systems. And it keeps on going forever. So let's see. I wanted this little speck here. That has 4 planets. Clash G9.
Oh, you need to upgrade the drive to actually jump that.
I can go closer to myself, and we can jump. Yeah. See, I can always press triangle to go back home to Titan.
Yeah.
So let's see what there is here. We can go there. If you want to.
Energize.
It has 26.1 light years away. So, and there you go. This is...
I love the aesthetics of this game.
Yeah, so colorful, right?
Yeah.
And as I said in my like impressions piece I put up on Gamereactor, gone is the like messy, gritty realism of the Sevastopol in the Alien universe, and is instead like inspired like of 70s science fiction artwork, and I love that about it. Yeah. It's so like lifelike. Inspiring in that sense, so I really enjoy it for that. By the way, talking about technical issues, when I've tried to warp a couple of times, the game has crashed like consistently. So
well, we'll see what happens here.
And we made it. Yes, there we are. Systems, Sax, and there is a
and a trophy.
Yay! And this is it's Trade Federation like series of ships. I could attack these and gain a lot of resources, but they are very well guarded. Yeah. So, and they of course look so Star Wars. This is so great. This is Admiral Akbar. This is his fleet. This is the Rebel fleet, Tori.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna end with just firing blindly.
And it's funny because I want to wrap up, but I also want to just check out that planet. Let's see if there's
that's the
life
thing.
from there.
Yeah,
and let's go check out. We could go on forever, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. First impressions of No Man's Sky. Don't forget to keep it locked here on Gamereactor we're going to do a live stream of the game. I mean, there's more written content coming up.
Yes. Right now, in terms of written content, there's going to be a guide. There's going to be a detailed interview with one of the game's main creators, Sean Murray of Hello Games. And of course, The main review will follow in a couple of days' time. And until then, there's going to be tons of news as the game is finally made available to people around the globe. So be sure, in any case, to stay locked to Gamereactor for more No Man's Sky content in the future.
Yeah, until then, we will see you in the universe of No Man's Sky. No, actually we won't. It's way too big.
Oh yeah, we won't see each other.
Yeah.
Bye.